Ever look at your favorite locomotive and feel like it's just missing something? I love this steam engine, but on the track, it felt lifeless, an empty shell. The cab was vacant, the walkways barren. It was missing a story. Today, I'm going to show you how to bring an engine to life by adding a cast of characters. We're going to take it from a simple piece of rolling stock to the star of the show. The mission is to tell a story with two character groups, the cab crew and a conductor. Adding figures is one of the quickest ways to inject personality into your models. Since I'm working in N scale, the first thing I'll need is some N scale figures. I picked this group up from Woodland Scenics. For tools, a good pair of fine-tipped tweezers are essential. And we'll use two types of glue. A removable adhesive like wax, which is our secret weapon for test fitting without commitment. And once we like the placement, we'll use a tiny drop of a more permanent, clear drying canopy or tacky glue applied with a simple cocktail stick. An engine without a crew feels like a ghost train. The first step is putting an engineer and fireman inside. Always test fit first because N-scale cabs are quite tight. Don't be afraid to perform a little minor surgery on your figures. You may need to carefully trim away a base or shorten legs with a hobby knife to make them sit or stand or be in a realistic position. Traditionally, modelers would use a small slice of candle wax or some blue tack to temporarily position the figure in the cab. Then you can check them from all the angles and make sure you're happy with the look. I'm using tweezers to place my engineer, and luckily for me, he fits good enough to have his arm outside the cab window and still look good for his close-ups. If he hadn't fit perfectly, you could trim off a bit of his feet to make him fit. At N-scale size, it would be hard to see his feet inside the small cab anyway, so I think it's better to get the fit right over having a complete figure, most of which can't or won't be seen. I choose to use tacky glue, a thick PVA glue that will allow the figure to stay in place and be repositioned for 10 to 15 minutes. If I don't like the way the figure looks, I can pull them out and clean up all the glue from both the engine and the figure with just some water and a small brush. The advantage of the PVA glue is that it's durable enough for a model that isn't too roughly handled, but it's not permanent. Now, this cab feels like a real workspace that I have the engineer and a fireman or brakeman in place. Our steam engine has its crew, but I have some diesels as well. They have enclosed cabs, and I didn't want to completely disassemble the shell from the body to add an engineer, so I decided just to add a conductor. Plans are for the NW2 switcher to work the three industries on this branch line, so the conductor would be very busy all day long hopping off and on to throw switches, hook up air hoses, and make sure the brakes are working. Therefore, he gets to ride on the front of the loco. He could be waving at passers-by or sending a hand signal to the engineer. Use your imagination. Either way, he brings a little character to this small little engine. So let's step back. A little while ago, this was a beautiful but sterile couple of models. And now, they're alive. Inside the cab, our crew is at the controls. On our switcher, we have a conductor to help control the diesel and movements and where he's going to go. We didn't just add figures, we added history, purpose, and personality to our model layout. This is something anyone can do. It's about looking at your locomotives as a canvas for your tiny little world you're creating. All it takes is a few figures, a little glue, and lots of imagination. Oh, and while I had the glue and figures out, I decided we needed a whimsical Easter egg, if you will. Here we see the second conductor just relaxing on the rear deck of the caboose. He doesn't stand out like the other figures, but for those who look closely enough, he's a fun little discovery. I hope this has inspired you to see the stories waiting to be told on your own model layout. If you enjoyed this, please give it a like and drop a comment below. And of course, if you want to see more projects like this, be sure to subscribe. Until next time, happy model railroading.